welcome back to FNM TV, and thank you for joining us again. This is going to be Game 3 of Round 1, Adam Barker versus myself. Game 1, Adam Barker ended up taking in a very aggressive fashion. Game 2, I ended up coming back with Planeswalker control, just keeping the board completely barren, letting Jace and Karn do their thing. And here we go into Game 3. Looking at this, hand seems pretty good. 2 blue, a tech edge. I'm not entirely sure what else, or at least it appears to be a tech edge. But Adam starts off with a plains, passing turn to me. Start off with a blue, pass turn back to him. Don't know what else is going to go on here. Pays 2 for a Stoneforge. Yeah, that's pretty brutal. This is looking a lot like Game 1, but I'm going to stick around as long as I can in this one. Pay 2, Doomblade it, get it out of my face. That's a little bit different from how it was in Game 1. I couldn't Doomblade her off the bat because of land that came in tapped. Oh, and actually it wasn't that. It was because I had a preordain to find the removal, and I had already played my land for the turn, which it doesn't matter which order I did it in, because I only had 1 mana open and a Doomblade in hand. So Adam's going to play Inkmoth Nexus, tap out 3, probably for a Legionnaire. Nope, it's for a Sword of War and Peace. More than happy to let it hit the board. I draw into a Liliana Vess, play my 3rd land, Island Drowned Island. So Inquisition of Kozilek's going to hit. Looks like he has Revoke Existence. I'm going to end up picking a Squad Hawk. So he has 2 lands, Batter Skull, and a Revoke Existence in hand. I don't know why he didn't remove those, the Revoke Existence, because I haven't been running any artifacts so far. Seems just like a dead draw. So we equip the Inkmoth Nexus. I'm going to Steel Sabotage the Inkmoth Nexus back to his hand. Again, guys, Steel Sabotage is some serious stuff. Need to look into it as more of a serious card. So I'm going to pay 4. Bring out big man on campus, Jace again. Let him do his thing. Looks for some more answers for me. Keep my hand filled. Pick and choose what I need. Extra removal that I can add right now. This deck really is actually going to hurt without big Jace in there. But we'll see how it goes. With the rotation, I'm going to end up throwing in Jace's Ingenuity to try and make up for the void over there. 5 mana is a lot, but when you're running 26 lands, you should be hitting it. You can keep mana open to counterspell or remove whenever you need to, but drawing those extra 3 cards is definitely serious business. So he's going to tap 2, bring a Porcelain Legionnaire. Not worried about it, especially with the amount of removal in my hand. Tired. So I'm going to draw into a Mana Leak. Going to Brainstorm because I want to drop more lands. With that Legionnaire on the board, I can't commit to dropping Liliana Vess all of a sudden. Well, not only that, also because he has an Inkmoth Nexus that can animate and equip same turn. So, looks like I have to preordain in my hand to get rid of the top 2 cards that I put on my deck, and or just accelerate my draws a little bit. So, tap black. Dismember, or disfigure. Scarp its face a little bit. Tap a blue, preordain. Look at my top 2. Scry 1 on the bottom, don't need it. Keep that one in my hand. Play that Misty. Those foil fetch lands are so expensive. That one ended up running me 35 to grab. On store credit though, so it didn't hurt. Looks like he's tapping out for something big here with 4 mana all stacked up like that. Or not. So Also, what you guys might want to pay attention to, when people separate mana in a certain numbers, it can also lead you to believe what they have in their hand. If you separate 2 mana, one of them's a blue, you can assume it's a mana leak, a counter spell. If it's in 3, it might be a baby Jace in hand, and if they don't cast it, well, you can kind of think and confirm what they have in their hand, especially if there's 2 blue in that stack. So when people are separating their mana, just keep an eye aware. Don't naturally assume what it is. Just make sure you know you have an idea of what it is, and keep avenues around to not get yourself stuck in a bad position. So I'm gonna play black-blue, going to Despise. I miss. Still has our Revoke Existence in hand because it does nothing. And brainstorm with my Jace, just doing all kinds of work. What are these decks gonna do without big Jace? Can't imagine. Black blue without card draw. I don't know. Don't know. Well, this game's gonna go on. Play my Tar Pit tapped. Still got to Steel Sabotage. You go for the throat in my hand. Pass it over to him. Steel Sabotage can take care of it. Go for the throat cannot. But I can limit what he's going to play. And right now I'm not sure if you guys are seeing this, but there's actually a little bit of lag in terms of the video. But hopefully that actually goes away when I upload this over to YouTube for you guys. So, Steel Sabotage, again, coming up huge. Absolutely huge. Also, Mana Leak in hand to take care of any threats that it seems like he's going to bring out. I want to Mana Leak it, keep the board clear. Crack that Misty to get that blue to do it. And he'll end up passing it back over to me as I search through my deck. I also predict the prices of swords are going to drop a little bit. They're going to stay high because of Legacy. So, if you have any swords and you're really not a Legacy player, you might want to end up ditching those now while you can. Standard's still going to... I'd probably recommend keeping like 1 or 2 of each. But any extras other than that, you probably want to get rid of. Me and Sook, we end up pooling our cards together. And pretty much our store credit also. And... We have a decent amount of those guys that we've ended up moving in the last couple of weeks, just because we kind of had a feeling this was coming. Oh, and I just got a message on my phone, a YouTube service. Fruity Troll. Yes, don't worry. We will get you that Sook's Venser's deck tech. And this week coming up, I'm going to end up doing a deck tech with Sook. And we'll talk about it on camera at Harrison's. Have him talk about his deck a little bit. Show you what he's running and the quantity. And I think at the end, normally where you see the Harrison's information, I'll end up doing the deck list written out like that for you guys. From when I talked to him, he didn't seem to have any problem discussing his deck, so he was also we were also talking about it and laughing about it a little bit, because he's a funny guy, Sook, when you get to just talk to him. So I'm sure it'll be entertaining at the very least, if you don't like the deck in general. So check it out. Adam's going to end up playing a sort of Feast and Famine. Right now I'm running Planeswalker Control, Liliana Vess and Jace, just creating all kinds of ridiculous advantage. Jace will end up Fate Sealing. And you guys can see where this game is going. And in a hurry. So I'm going to preordain. Go for the throat. And I think it's a Worm Coil. Nope, it's a land. Get rid of that preordain. I have a Grave Titan in hand. Only 5 mana. Not that it really matters. Play that Batter Skull. I don't have any response for it. Not that I really need to, with Jace on the board. Karn. Or I can just exile it with Karn. Planeswalkers are so broken. In my next version, without Jace, I'm actually running 2 Liliana and 1 Karn. Was debating between switching those numbers up and doing 2 Karnwell and Liliana, but we'll figure it out as I go along and play test in this new format. Been too absorbed playing EDH lately with a black, blue, green Mill Resurrection deck from Devour for Power, I believe it was called. Mimoplasm is just absolutely ridiculous. Run Traumatize and EDH, mill somebody for 45, just start reviving everything in their graveyard. Or copying it with Mimoplasm. Fun combo is Mimoplasm copying Sphinx of... not the Sphinx, Chancellor of the Spires, copying their time stretch and just taking extra turns, and then playing your Phyrexian Metamorph, copying the Chancellor of the Spires again, and time stretching again, to take almost near infinite turns when you imprint it on a Mimic Vat also. So, EDH can be broken. But we'll go back to Standard here, because this game is pretty much over. Suk is currently watching my game, if you're wondering who the shadow is in the Way of the Light. Most of the matches have ended right now, and I got a couple people standing around watching our match. And Jace's gonna Fate Seal. It's a journey. Keep it. I'm not running any creatures right now on the board. He's gonna untap, trying to his journey. He can't play it unless he wants to play it on his own creature. Disfigure. Not gonna let my board position go away, because no matter how many planeswalkers you have on the board, if you can kill 1 planeswalker or 2 planeswalkers, it's your game goes away. But that's it. I'll end up taking this one 2-0, or 2-1, sorry, and continue pushing on with my blue-black control. I don't think I ended very well this week playing. I believe it was like 3-2, but that's what it is for a deck I'm just testing out. So follow along, subscribe, and we'll see you for round 2.